family and friends. Truly a horrific incident. As the sheriff has said, we had a number of individuals that were not only stuck on airplanes, planes that had landed, but as well as some that were on the gates that were not permitted to leave right after this incident occurred. We had a number of individuals that evacuated out of the terminal onto the apron areas. We've been working most of the day to make sure that everybody was obviously safe and secure. Once we received that word from our law enforcement partners, we've been in the process of either transporting those individuals over to Port Everglades, to Terminal 4. We've had dozens and dozens of buses transporting what we anticipate or expect to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 10,000 folks over to Port Everglades. Broward County staff, as well as the Red Cross, are over there to assist those passengers in either getting them to destinations, assisting with hotel accommodations, providing them food and shelter. Through this evening, we're going to continue to work with our law enforcement partners here as we continue to try to get the airport back into an operational status, working with all our airlines, the Transportation Security Administration and others to try to get the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport back in operation tomorrow morning. The goal will be to have us operational at 5 a.m. Tomorrow morning, but we're going to be encouraging all our travelers to check with their individual airlines, as some may not be operating right away. Clearly, this incident has caused a lot of disruption, not only in their individual schedules, but other schedules around the country. So we encourage everybody to actually contact their airlines. We will continue to provide information through social media, through Twitter, at FLL Flyer, through our webpage, and we encourage people to keep checking those sources for any changes. And that's all I have for the time being.
Sheriff, turn it to George.
Good evening. As the sheriff mentioned, the FBI is working very, very closely with the Broward Sheriff's Office in this investigation. We have begun the difficult task of processing the crime scene, which will allow us to identify the deceased and making the proper notification to the family members. As you can imagine, with this type of investigation and this type of incident, it is a long-term, very difficult, complex investigation that requires us to pursue all leads and avenues. We are conducting the investigation not only here in South Florida, but in several other states as we try to pursue the suspect's activities leading up to today's horrific incident. The subject is in federal custody. As the sheriff mentioned, a long interview was conducted of the individual by the FBI and Broward Sheriff's Office, and he will be charged federally and most likely will have his initial appearance in Broward on Monday. Again, as I mentioned, with these types of incidents, as horrific they are, we are looking at all avenues. We have not ruled out terrorism, and we will be pursuing every angle to try to determine the motive behind this attack and any associates, any connections, communication, everything that you can imagine. I assure you we are pursuing every possible lead. Thank you.
Was this originally a flight from Anchorage and then to Minneapolis and then to here?
Yes. The individual flew from Alaska to Minneapolis to Fort Lauderdale on a Delta Airlines flight.
Why was he coming here?
At this time, it's still too early in the investigation for us to truly know why he came to Florida. So those are some of the things that we're looking at, is his travel patterns, what brought him here, and his connections to South Florida.
We understand that the suspect had contact with an FBI office in Alaska. Were those agents aware that he had weapons? Was anything done to take those away from him?
Yes. The individual did walk into our Anchorage office in November. He came in and spoke with FBI agents. At that time, he clearly stated that he did not intend to harm anyone. However, his erratic behavior concerned FBI agents that were interviewing him, and they contacted local police and turned him over to the local police. He was taken into custody by the local police and transported to a medical facility for a mental health evaluation. We looked at his contacts. We looked at, we did our interagency checks and everything, and at that point we closed our assessment.
Was there anything done to take away firearms? Do you guys know that he had firearms on him?
That answer, or that question, I really don't have the answers for. Again, it's very early in the investigation. We are working very closely with our Anchorage field office, trying to determine his activities there. But I can't really tell you about his weapons there.
He voluntarily walked into the FBI office in Anchorage in November?
Yes, he voluntarily walked into our office, and he was interviewed by agents out of that office.
And how long was he in the mental health facility in Anchorage?
That information I don't have. Again, it's very early in the investigation, and that's something that we'll have to try to determine with our Anchorage field office. He was turned over to local custody, and it was the local custody that took him to the medical hospital for evaluation.
Was the FBI investigating a home in Anchorage? Are you guys looking into a house he may have looked at in Anchorage right now?
We're actually looking at several investigative leads, not only in Alaska, but in other states that we have determined that he's either traveled to or has connections there.
Was there a flight aboard one of the flights? Was there a flight aboard one of the flights that he took, or a baggage claim that may have set him off?
I'm not aware of any type of incident like that, but again, it is very early in the investigation. But at this point, we're unaware of an incident either on the flight or at baggage claim.
Is there any indication that he had become radicalized in any way? We know he mentioned some kind of hearing voices in his head or something like that.
Again, it's very early in the investigation. As I mentioned, we're not ruling out anything. We're looking at every angle, including the terrorism angle. But it's going to take us some time to determine the true nature of the motivation of the individual.
Is he a U.S. veteran and how old is he?
I believe he is 26 years old. He was in the U.S. military. We are currently reviewing his military records. I can tell you that he was in the military. I believe it was in the Army, but we haven't confirmed exactly his service.
What type of gun and how many shots fired?
What I can tell you at this point is that it was a semi-auto handgun, but I'm not prepared to release the type of handgun, and it's way too early in investigation to tell you how many rounds were fired.
Did he try to take hostages in the shooting?
No, he didn't try and take any hostages. As the subject, Esteban Santiago, was shooting, he was, as I said, seconds after the shootings, contacted by a Broward Sheriff's deputy. Instructions were rendered. He was taken into custody without incident and was immediately interviewed by the FBI and the Broward Sheriff's Office. One more question.
Sheriff, did he make any statements while he was shooting that you're aware of?
Not to my knowledge. If you, Vita Coleman Wright will be getting in touch and letting you know when the next press release will be, press conference will be, when we're ready to release more information. Right now, I just ask that the prayers of a nation be with the people and the families that lost loved ones in Broward County. Thank you.